how sweet it is. It's me, LaBayi Nerds. Happy Halloween. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. I don't know why the picture is so dark on my screen. I maxed it out. Hopefully it gets better. This is your weekly Thursday night nerdy talk show where we sit back and relax. I said we sit back and relax. And hopefully by now on this glorious Halloween, you've poured yourself just a little bit of,
more specifically, vodka.
I almost cheers without pouring.
Beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
I've been enjoying this Trader Joe's bourbon, I gotta say. But yes, this is your weekly Thursday night nerdy talk show at a special time for Halloween, of course. Where we, cheers to the weekend, talk nerd shop, and maybe today talk some Halloween stuff. I don't know. We'll see where the show goes. We'll see where it goes. But of course, if you have a YouTube channel, podcast, blog, vlog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shits. Plug yo shit. Again, I don't know why it's so dark, but I'm gonna have to figure that out at some point in time. Actually, hang on. Literally gonna just move the light in front of my face. But yes, it's gonna be a fun show tonight. It's gonna be a good time. And without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend. It is me. I'm the problem. My desk is a mess. It is me. Happy to see all of you guys here today, here tonight. Like I said, on this glorious Halloween. So I hope that you guys had a good one. Anybody do anything fun today for Halloween? Are you currently highly intoxicated after Halloween? Let me know down below. I feel like it's not focusing either that well. Let's see if I know the button. But I feel like the screen went to sleep. So now I can't change any of the settings. But that's A-okay. We shall persevere.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
Because that's what we do here. Let's get the plugs out the way before we start saying hi to everybody. Of course, on this special Halloween, I would say the real Nerdbusters is the place to be, your one-stop shop for all things nerdy Ghostbusters from your friends here at Nerd Affiliated. Still working on those, or that video from Comic-Con, which is crazy. I'll talk about some future plans, but yeah, I'm still working on that. But of course, nerdaffiliated.com, where you'll find links to everything. Donate to the foundation. Join the foundation. Our latest shorts, full-length videos, and of course, you can find some sweet merch. But you can always find us on Instagram, Nerd Affiliated, The Real Nerdbusters, where we post memes, reviews, news, all that fun stuff. So make sure you give us a follow over there as well. And I've been holding strong. I've been pretty consistent, I gotta say, on Discord. All notifications are turned on. I shut down all the other notifications from other channels. I am only paying attention to what we post in our Discord. Link down below if you want to join that. And we also have a Reddit page, but I don't really use that. So it's too many pages, man. Too many pages. But if you want to talk to Sal, he's on our Reddit, he's on our Discord, and I occasionally pop in. So there you go. Let's say hi to everybody. We have Creativity from the Future in the house. Good to see ya. Dave's Dimension in the house. Good to see ya. Orlando in the house. Good to see ya. KO in the house. Good to see ya. We're saying hi to each other. Porkins in the house. Good to see ya. Messy desk is a sign of a well-adjusted individual. I'm not going to comment. I'm one of those people that I'm okay with my messy desk. I'm not okay with other people's messy desks. That's how I fly. Rolando sharing those links for everybody. There you go. The man collects in the house. Good to see you. I believe this actually works out for you because you're usually wrapping up your editing for tomorrow's video by this time. And look at that. We just, we're starting now just for you, Chris. It's good to see you. I know where everything is. Like I said, I'm okay with my messy desk. Other people's messy desks, I judge hard. I do judge hard. Mark in the house. Wow, it's been a while, brother. Good to see you. For Mark.
More specifically, vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
Actually works out. I didn't realize I could just move my light over. Dumb. Dumb. So yeah, Halloween. We went over to see the in-laws and host some trick-or-treaters, do some trick-or-treating. And I gotta say, what's up, Louie? Good to see you, fellow Buster. Today's light trick-or-treating was my first time. You ready for this? My first time doing real, legit trick-or-treating. Yeah. Only took just under 40 years to finally do that. The first time I ever did trick-or-treating was we went to my godbrother's building, went to his apartment, and it so happened to be Halloween. And I was not allowed to do Halloween. I think I've told the story on here a bunch of times. What is the camera focusing on? Give me 1 second. I got to fix the camera because it's in the wrong setting. It's bothering me. Let's see. Talks amongst yourselves while I adjust. There you go. So now we plug back in. I think we should be good now. Yeah, much better. So the first time I did trick-or-treating, like I said, Godbrother's building, I was not allowed to do Christmas. I was not allowed to do Halloween as a kid. And all I had as an option for a costume was I was able to convince my mom to let me go. We went to the local, think CVS, think Walgreens type of store that had a Halloween section, and bought a Zorro costume. So the first time I ever dressed up for Halloween, I was Zorro. And we went through the building, trick-or-treating, different apartments, loads of fun. First and last time that I did that. And then as an adult, fully embracing Halloween. And today was my first time going out and doing Halloween like I've seen in the movies, where you go out house to house. People are, knocking on doors. You got candy. Sadly, I didn't get any razor blades. I didn't get any drugs. I didn't get any syringes. Nothing fun. So, yeah. I also didn't get any candy. Of course, I didn't go up to any doors. But good time. Kids are having a good time. A lot of people like the Ghostbusters cosplay. So fun times for all. Fun times for all. We catch up on the chat here. Louis was saying happy Halloween. Happy All Hallows Eve. Orlando, always a pleasure. I think he meant Rolando. I got some fist bumps. Shit ski, my bad. Rolando. Smiling there and sharing links. There you go. But another first happened this week for me, and I thought we could do brief conversation on horror movies, some Halloween movies. First of all, in the chat, let me know what your favorite Halloween movie is. Everyone is subbed to the other jerk Porkins. Jeek Porkins. Yeah, put in the chat, what's your favorite Halloween movie? Favorite spooky movie? Before I give my answer, I actually just watched this week the latest Scream movie. Finally gave that a watch, and not gonna lie, I was not a big Scream fan. I've only seen the first one. Honestly, I don't even remember most of the first one. I know what happens just because of like pop culture and just knowing it, like knowing where everything goes, but I had never actually seen it. And but I remember Lenny on For Those Good Taste. Shout out to For Those with Good Taste. Lenny loves the Scream movies. And I remember on their podcast, he talked about actually enjoying the latest movie. So I figured I'd give it a watch. I think it was on HBO. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Now, as another reminder, while we're kind of on that subject, we are on Letterboxd. So if you do want to see some reviews, you can go check us out over there. Kenny in the house. Good to see you. So you can check out movie reviews over on Letterboxd. I tend to watch more TV shows these days because that's what's coming out versus movies. But I saw it and I gave it a 3.5 stars. I gave it 3.5 stars. In case you don't know and you can't tell by the picture there, the movie takes place in New York City. So one of the only other horror movies I could think of that took place in New York was Jason Takes New York, which still scares the shit out of me as a movie. And I think it's because I grew up in New York, so it's like you wouldn't want to ever go through that. But the movie was pretty good. As somebody who only watched the first Scream and I don't think I've seen the other ones. Maybe in passing I saw parts of them, but I was able to follow along. I did watch, like I paused, probably like 25 minutes in, I paused it and watched a like recap video, like what you should know going into this movie. So I was like, all right, I get it. I get the idea. Let's proceed. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Good movie. I'm more interested now in Scream figures. NECA makes they have the license for Scream. They had a New York Comic Con exclusive last year. And actually here in Best Buy, they have this Inferno one. The New York Comic Con one, I think it was this, but with a couple extras. I think it came with the Statue of Liberty, different mask. But I think it was Inferno. Let's see. NECA Scream figure NYCC 23. That was last year. Here it was. Yeah, came with the playbill, the Pride mask, a bloody mask, glow-in-the-dark mask. It was around the same time as the Inferno, so that's why I thought it was tied to that. But yeah, I'd buy one of these. Not at that price, of course. But yeah, the Infernal figure is pretty good. So I think if I end up with some sort of horror setup, I'll pick up a Scream figure, even for next year. Do some horror photographs for the website. Yeah, I haven't actually done that in a long time. So yeah, if I get one at a good price, I might pick that up. Porkin says Manic was in NYC. I'm not familiar with that one. You guys were talking to each other. And Rolando sharing links. Rolando does the Lord's work, man. Rolando's out here killing it. You guys have not told me your favorite Halloween movie. Are you guys not into Halloween like that? Is that not a thing? The NECA Jason Voorhees figures are great too. Yeah. Yeah. I've talked about this probably every year on Halloween, but Jason Takes New York, like I said, it's a short list, but there are movies that as an adult still like freak me out. And that's one of them. Another one being The Fly. Like I can't watch The Fly. It's just not going to happen. And there's that one movie where I can never remember the name. I don't know the name. I can only tell you what's happened in it, but nobody I've told can identify the movie. So if I ever find it, I'll tell you guys. But the scene in Jason Takes New York where the black dude is just like, I'm going to square up. That freaks me out. Because that's, I've talked about this before. You guys have heard this. I apologize for repeating stories. In movies, I feel like it's very hard to sometimes pull off a moment where you as the fan, you're watching and you legit feel fear for one of the characters on screen. Like not in a oh no, I hope they don't die. But like you legit are just like, oh shit, like fuck. Like that your body just like reacts to it, you know? One of my favorite scenes where that happens in a movie, Dark Knight Rises, the scene where Bane is beating the crap out of Batman in the sewer. He's climbing the ladder and they do that over shoulder shot as Bane's climbing the ladder and Batman gets up and he's just like, like he just like a guttural, just like frustration. Like, I'm just like, fuck. But like, I know he's going to live, you know, like, you know, he has to live, but you still like, you forget. Another scene like that, Star Wars, Clone Wars. There's a scene where, and the figure just came out actually for Savage Press. Man Collects, you said his name wrong. You said Savage, it's Savage. Savage Press and Maul are squaring up with Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan ends up whipping out 2 sabers to go at them. They are taking him to fucking school. And I'm just like, fuck, Obi-Wan's going to eat it. But like, he's like, you know, he's not. This is a prequel, but you forget because you're so in the, you know. So when it comes to horror movies, Jason Takes New York, that scene where the black dude is like, I'm tired of running. I'm just going to square up. You're just like, fuck, no. And then the second he starts getting tired, oh man, freaks me out. You guys gave some answers here. Man Collect says Friday the 13th, 2, 6, 7, and 8 for my scary slasher movie picks. I actually was going to watch Friday the 13th yesterday, and that's when I landed on Scream. Because I was like, oh, I keep hearing about it. You know, new one is going to come out. There's controversy around the movie. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a watch and see. And I remember Lenny saying you can kind of just jump into it. So, but if not for that, I was going to watch the first Friday the 13th because I haven't seen any of those. I've only seen the New York one and Jason X. Everybody's seen Jason X. I've not seen any of the Freddy movies. I've not seen any of the Hellraiser movies, Candyman movies, Poltergeist. I don't think. Yeah. So Porkin says Maniac 1980. All right, I'm gonna have to look that up. Actually, let's because I don't know what that movie is. Maniac 19. I cannot type 1980. Yeah, I don't know this movie. But I will I'll look for it online and try to. Wow, Tom's in that horror legend right there. Yeah, I'll have to give this a watch, or at least add it to like my running list. Check that out. Kenny said, from raising my girls, I like kid Halloween movies. Me too. So that's where I'll give my answer. Part 7, Jason freaked my ass out as a kid, mostly because my older brother told me he was real. Jason 7. Let's see. Friday the 13th, part 7. Which one is 7? I'll probably have to Google this to get some images. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't identify one versus the other one. But yeah, I need to give them a watch for sure. Mark says, not a Halloween movie, but a movie that freaked me out as a kid and kind of still to this day is The Exorcist. No bueno. Yeah, it's a good one. I need to make it a marathon. I've seen bits and pieces of Friday the 13th, but never in its entirety. All right, so you too. We need to have a scary movie night. Yes. So I was talking to somebody yesterday. I think Aaron Waller, actually. And I had just watched Scream. And I was like, something that I should have done and I should do on the channel, maybe it'll be for like channel members, because that's what other people do, right? Is a like movie watch along, and have it be my first time watching like iconic scary movies. Like maybe that's something for next year. And like, I don't know if I can do 30 days of it, 31 days, but it'd be cool to do like a new movie every week or every couple days, and like real time get my reaction watching these for the first time. People have done that for Star Wars. I've seen that online. Going back to Lenny, he was talking about some other show, or I can't remember. Somebody was watching for the first time. Oh, somebody online is doing Sopranos for the first time, and she was giving like her TikTok reactions like after each episode. It's a lot of fun. So maybe I'll do that for scary movies. First Exorcist will always be my scary movie. Yeah. I've met Tom Savin. Awesome dude. Yeah. He goes to a lot of cons. So my favorite Halloween movie, and it's funny because I don't like musicals, is Nightmare Before Christmas. That's my jam. Watched it a couple days ago. Great movie. I always routinely forget that it's a musical, but I really, really enjoy it. Another one in the more slasher family, Devil's Rejects. Love Devil's Rejects. It's like one of the only Rob Zombie movies I like. The rest are very questionable, but big fan of Devil's Rejects. I added to my watch list, I think 31 or something. 31 is another movie he made with the same group. And then, let's see. Devil's Rejects movies. 3 from Hell was another one. But, yeah, nobody speaks highly of the other movies. So that's where I just don't really, I haven't gotten into them. Oh, Hostel 2. Love Hostel 2. Hostel 1's okay, but Hostel 2, I forgot about that movie. Yeah, I used to love watching that movie too. I've seen the first Halloween. I've seen the 2 out of the most recent 3, right? There's Halloween Ends, which people hated. And then, wasn't there 2 before that? There's Ends, Kills. All right, so I've seen... Oh, wow, Resurrection and H2O are not the same movie. I thought they were the same movie. So I've seen Kills. Halloween 2, I think, takes place in the hospital. If that's the one in the hospital, I've seen that. Then I saw this Halloween in the theaters with Lenny. I think that's it. So I've seen, I think, most of them. I think that counts as most of them. But I haven't seen like Curse of Michael Myers 4, 5. But the other ones I've seen. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I heard that was pretty good. Mega Dan in the house. Good to see you. Halloween 3D. I've not seen that one. Man Collect says my first Halloween that Rob Zombie directed was great. His sequel not so much. I've shown the clip on here. I forget what movie I was talking about, and we brought up that movie. And I saw that movie. I saw the first one in theaters, the first Halloween. Second one, I think I saw in theaters too. I remember the opening scene with him walking and thinking that's a really good shot. Like, I like that idea. But I don't remember many good things about it, but people do not like that movie at all. The reason I was talking about that movie was I was giving the example of directors tanking movies on purpose. And Rob Zombie did an interview. I don't remember what podcast it was on, but he was talking about that movie and how the studio got so involved in Halloween after he did the first one that he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. He signed up for 3. He did 1. They cursed him out the whole way through 1, telling him it sucked. What is he doing? He's ruining it. Movie comes out, does crazy numbers, and they're just like, oh, just kidding. Can't wait for the second one. Here's how you can make it better. And he was like, fuck you, I'm out. And they were like, no. The first one just did crazy numbers. You got to do the second one, third one. He was like, you know what? I'm going to do the second one if you get me out the third one. Otherwise, I won't do it. And they said yes. And he did the second one, and he tanked it on purpose. Because he was just like, I can't do this. But then, I watched like his Monsters movie. And that shit was so bad. I'm like, did he tank it on purpose, or is that just how it came out? Toy Gaines. I was watching Toy Gaines the other day. Shout out to Toy Gaines. And he was talking about the Monsters movie. And he was like, yeah, some people feel, one way or the other about that movie. Very, very weird looking movie. It looks like a porno with no porn in it. And I was like, it does. It's something about the cinematography of that movie that it just looks like it's supposed to be like some sort of like softcore porn, but there's no porn in it. If you watch that movie, you'll know what I mean. It's the way it's shot. It's like kind of high budget, but like not really. It's really weird. I thought it was terrible. I thought that movie was terrible. Quest for Cash, yeah. And Rolando saying hi to Megadan. But yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas is my Halloween movie for sure. Actually, I just realized too. We watched, the wife and I, Hocus Pocus 2 yesterday. And not bad. I actually enjoyed it. She liked it more than I did. but not bad. And I feel like a lot of people did not talk about this movie at all. Like I don't remember many people discussing it. But I actually enjoyed it. So if you get a chance, check out Hocus Pocus 2 if you like the first one. I got to review that for the channel. My bourbon's turning weird colors because of the cherries. But there is something I want to talk about. And I reviewed it. Put the review on our nerd-affiliated Instagram page. So let's discuss. There's a Hocus Pocus 3 in the works. Really? It doesn't need a third one. It doesn't need a third one. Yeah. Anyway, Agatha All Along just wrapped. Today was the 2-episode finale. And as you can see on the screen, and actually I realized the bottom part's cut off. So maybe you could see it now. Oops. Let's see. Where's my window? All right, so move that down. Take this. Make that larger. There we go. K-Walk Comedy in the house. Good to see you, Kathy. Happy Halloween. All right, so Hocus Pocus. Agatha All Along just wrapped today, and you can see on the screen here, I gave the series a 1 out of 5. I gave it a 1 out of 5. However, I gave the final episode a 3.5 out of 5. And I want to know down below if you guys saw it and what you thought of it. What did I give episode 1? I did it the same day as Penguin. And I feel like it was in that ballpark. I gave it a 2. I gave episode 1. Oh, episode 1 and 2. I gave them a 2 out of 5. So upon finishing the show, week to week, it was a chore to watch this. And I was talking to some friends tonight, and they all enjoyed the show. They actually loved the show. So that's where I was like, all right, this, maybe we are entering that world where there are certain Marvel shows that are just not for you. You being whoever the watcher is. But I thought the show was a drag. I thought it was a real drag. Every week, I couldn't see what was happening because I was watching them during the daytime. Plot things are happening, and there's whatever is revealed, and the reveal to me is just like whatever. There's no oh my God, I can't believe it. It was just all lame reveals. And this is gonna be no spoilers, by the way. The first episode of the 2-part finale was once again very boring. I was watching it. There's battling happening, magic's happening. I'm just barely hanging on. And then when the episode ends, I'm like, oh, that's weird. There's one more episode. Why would this feels like it's the last episode, but it's not. There's one more. So I start the final one, and I'm like, all right, if this sucks, I'm not even gonna finish it at this point. I'm just gonna walk away, do some other things. I got hooked. Final episode, as it's playing out. Again, this is no spoilers. I got hooked. And I was like, where was this show? And it's weird that Disney would have a show have a strong finale. I feel like usually it's a strong start, and the finales are routinely pretty bad. But this one, the final episode is really, like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything. It's really an explanation for the show. And at that point, I was like, this should have just been a movie. The way that things, happened, and the way they wrapped it up, and the way they explained everything. I was like, this should have legit just been a movie. I probably would have enjoyed it way more. Most people probably would have enjoyed it more. But It was a twist I did not expect. A friend of mine, Kristen, who's been in the chat before, she said she predicted the twist. And I was like, yeah, I could believe that. I could believe people calling the twist. But I didn't expect it. And it didn't end the way a lot of Marvel shows end, in a way. And I enjoyed that. Because in the first episode, I was like, this show is going to do the same old bullshit that Disney does every single Marvel show. Every single show that has a villain as the main character. It's the same story beats, same path. No pun intended. But it actually, I think the final episode, I was like, I like what you did. The whole middle part was pointless, but I like where this ended up. So I gave the final episode a 3.5. I'm still going to give the show I think a 1 is probably a little bit low. I'll give it a 2. I'll give the show a 2 out of 5. It's still way better than She-Hulk. Still better than Miss Marvel. Still, I don't know if it's better than Echo. It probably is better than Echo. Better, as my voice breaks there. Better than Secret Invasion, for sure. But I think with some of those shows, I gave them a higher score because they play into the larger Marvel universe and larger stories, and this one plays into nothing. Again, I'm not going to spoil the end, but yeah. Love Catherine Hahn, but I haven't watched the show yet. Not now. I'm not sure. If you like Catherine Hahn, watch the show. I'll say that just to see, because apparently people who love her also love the show. So I would give that a shot. Billy Bones in the house. Good to see you. If they made it into a movie, people would have complained about it. Yeah, probably. But who knows if it would have been better, you know? Echo was awesome. Echo episode 1 was awesome. Do I have that on here too? That was a while ago. Can't tell if somebody's knocking. If I scroll down. I feel like I reviewed it. It was so long ago. Yeah, I don't remember when Echo came out. But I remember episode 1, I was all in. I was like, this is the show I've been waiting for. 1,000% the show I've been waiting for. And after episode 1, I was just like, this is not the show I was waiting for. It's like, I'm out. Yeah, it's not on here. Or it was a long time ago. The Secret Invasion was awful. Yeah, Secret Invasion. Because of Secret Invasion, I'm not hyped for Brave New World, the new Captain America movie. Not hyped at all. Because now you got to like prove it to me. I can't just go based on, it might be like, this is the next blank. You got to prove it to me. And you got to show it. Otherwise, I don't care. Where was the Marvel's Nick Fury? What do you mean by that? Maria Hill should not have died. Yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. They killed her off. But is anybody ever really dead in Marvel? You know? I feel like they're not. Now I'm like determined to find my Echo review, but it was so long ago. Wow, I forgot Tron 3 was coming out. I have that stupid song in my head. Down, down, down the road. Yeah, I can't find it. But I remember Echo, strong start. Oh, here he is, 2.5. Echoes Disney's first attempt at a mature Marvel show. Unfortunately, it only succeeds at earning a TVMA rating. The series falls victim to typical Disney story points, which they do a lot, and forgets that we've seen this character before. Outside a few action scenes and a great first episode, the show is a pass. Yeah. It's a pass. It is a pass. How Nick Fury was in the Marvels versus Dark Fury in Invasion. I'm not sure I follow. I'm gonna have to explain that a little bit. I wait to watch shows and movies because people running their mouths about politics and wokeness stuff. Yeah. You watch, you can wait but here's the thing too, right? We're back in the era now. I feel like there was a little break for some time. But we're back in an era now where people will post spoilers online just for clicks. And it's, why? Like, why are we doing this? So I feel like these days it's a gamble. I feel like it's a gamble. Yeah. So that is Agatha. I'm good with them not continuing the show. I'm good without a movie. But I am good on or I would like more magic in Marvel. I think I'd be okay with that. I'd be more than okay with that. All right, let's talk some let's talk some toy news. And I just saw something that I didn't see before. Let's take a look on the toy front. All right, so we're over at the Hasbro site, and I saw this banner at the top here. Save 20% off orders of $99 or more. $99 or more. Didn't know they were doing a sale. That's pretty cool. Nothing I'm really looking for in here. The Master Morph. Oh, no, that's not the Master. That's a regular Morpher. I'd buy that if you didn't get it. They keep restocking it, but I don't know how many times they're going to do that. But these helmets here, you can get those 20% off. You can get the Neutrona Wand 20% off. Get some lightsabers. Get some more helmets here. Power Ranger, Red Ranger sold out. The Sabine Wren, 20% off of that. Oh, the Nerf Blaster, 20% off. Yeah. All right, you get some stuff here. Actually, before I go into the HasLab, Hasbro did their earnings call this past week and didn't really come up in conversation because I feel like there aren't a lot of us to talk about that. Maybe at some point I'll do a whole video on it, but it's the same song and dance every time. Action figures, what we collect on the Hasbro site, we are not the target. What we buy makes them not much money at all. They don't really tend to talk about it. But this earnings call, they did talk about one thing toy related, and that was Star Wars. And how Star Wars is not doing very well. So, like I said, maybe I'll do a whole conversation on that down the road, but down the road. But there, I noticed something with Hasbro, and I feel like we're really going to start getting less releases. And because of that, we're not going to get a lot of clearance items on the Hasbro site. The Ollie's thing is coming to an end. It's coming to an end the way that we all know it. And I think this Brave New World wave is, evidence of that. And also, them not doing any HasLabs from Marvel, but doing the whole pre-order thing, I think is another way of them trying to control production and not burn as much cash. So for the Marvel movie, you have 3 figures coming out. You have Red Hulk, Falcon, and Captain America. I feel like the best way to always say it is Falcon Captain America or Sam Wilson Captain America. But you only have 3 figures in this wave. And all 3 are deluxe. All 3 are $40. And I do feel like that's the move on this one. Like having these figures come out without wings, I feel like it's kind of pointless. But unless this movie is amazing, this is going to sit. It's going to sit. And it sucks because these actually look really good. Pinless, great wing articulation, 2 different head sculpts here. Apparently, they're going to have these like helmets in the movie, which is kind of cool. But in order for this to sell, this movie's got to be fire. Got to be fire. Otherwise, no dice. No dice. Now, Red Hulk is another one where it's okay. I think, if you have a Hulk collection, you have a Dark Avengers collection, you need a Red Hulk. No Harrison Ford likeness is included with this figure. Nothing really new there. Neutral face, angry face, 2 sets of hands. It's all right. I think this is also pinless. Seems that way. Yeah. So, we're getting a higher quality figure on these 3, and I think they look great. I think this is a great G.I. Joe figure. They even mentioned that in the stream, that they think the Marvel team has made the best G.I. Joe figures to date. But, if the movie's shitty, these figures are going to sit. And I think there's a world where we get fewer and fewer figures in a wave than we're used to getting. Maybe there's more Build-A-Figures, right? Maybe that's not really doing much for them these days. So that, between Marvel and Star Wars, Hasbro's not having the best time. Sadly, I feel Captain America Brave New World is just setting up the Thunderbolts. Probably. I mentioned him earlier today. Also a deluxe figure. They're finally releasing a Sauvage Opress, and this one looks badass. It really does. And if I do end up making a Star Wars display again, he must be in that display. For sure. For sure. But the talk of the town when it comes to Hasbro is the HasLab. And currently, the active HasLab is the Ghostbusters Ectomobile. Ends in 32 days. 2 different tiers. And we had some news today. We got some news today. I dropped a video about this earlier, short. And people predicted it. I didn't think they would do it. I didn't think Hasbro was the team to do it. But they did it. Now, I want to disclaimer something because I feel like at times people are misunderstanding what I'm saying, what I'm doing. I don't hate this release. I do not. I want this to succeed. I now know people who have been involved in the creation of this HasLab. I've talked super high of the HasLab team, especially after Ghostbusters Day. And I want them to succeed. But more importantly, I want Ghostbusters to succeed. And I feel like if we don't criticize when things come out that we're kind of like suspect on, all we're doing is being toxic positive, and it does nothing for anybody. 0. Absolutely 0. Now, I feel like this HasLab, while amazing, has 2 negative sides to it. For one, it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money for figures at the end of the day. With all these HasLabs And with all these figures, you at a certain point, you need the casual fan to be involved, unless your fandom's that big. I think G.I. Joe at this point is that big that, casuals be damned. The fandom itself can buy all the HasLabs. They back without any second guessing. Not the same with Marvel, not the same with Star Wars, and apparently now not the same with Ghostbusters. With these, you're gonna need some casual appeal. With the previous Ghostbusters HasLabs, Proton Pack, 2 in the box, because they are cosplay items, you are hitting 2 different demographics. Sorry. You got the toy collector, you have the cosplayer, the Halloween person, and then somebody who just collects props and has a wall or shelf of props. With this HasLab here, you're going strictly to the toy collector person. And I think what people forget is the Plasma series was not a home run hit. I am one of those people who got into Plasma series late in the game, not only because I'm a new Ghostbusters fan, but I found it at Ollie's. I found the various figures at Ollie's collecting dust, and I was like, for this price, I'm willing to get some of them. Little did I know, I'd become fully invested in Ghostbusters, and therefore I had to finish building the OG team. But for that reason, I think that this HasLab is, in a way, a Hail Mary. I think this is it. 2 things have happened that make me think that, right? 1, the deluxe model here, people have pointed out, and it's true, is a self-contained collection. If you are a Ghostbusters fan and you have 0 action figures, this set for $400 is literally everything you would need. You got the core 4, you got Tully, you got 2 ghosts, you got the car, and depending on which of the first 2 movies is your favorite, you can custom the car to look like the one in that movie. All you're really missing at this point is khaki flight suits for the 4. But, I'm sure you'll be fine. You can buy them on Amazon if you had to. But really, this is a whole self-contained collection. And if you're a little bit more casual, you can buy this set. 1 car, the OG movie, Tully's from the second movie, but now you have an extra Ghostbuster with you. But you get 2 ghosts from the first one and the second one. But the fandom for Ghostbusters is already super niche. So I believe this is a Hail Mary. This is it for Plasma series. I think this is it. They're like final hurrah. You're not getting a slime blower. So, people keep talking about that for some odd reason. You're not getting another proton pack from Hasbro unless they make a base version, which I would love, but you ain't getting that. You're not getting a slime blower. They're not going to waste their money doing a Ecto Goggles HasLab. So this is kind of it. I think this is it. If this HasLab did crazy numbers, I predicted they were going to release these 4 in khaki suits as individual releases as well. I don't think it's happening right now. And a sign of that is Tully here, and I'll get to the comments. Tully here was an early bird special. To get Tully, 12,000 backers were needed by this Saturday. And at this point, Hasbro said, fuck it. Just back the damn thing. I don't care how long it takes. Just back it and you'll get Tully. Early bird special, gone. Nobody does anything for free. There are no free lunches. Them doing this whole thing, to me, and again, I love the HasLab team for Ghostbusters. I love the Ghostbusters team in general. To me, this is the Hail Mary, and Tully being taken away as an early bird and they're just like, please just back it and you'll get them, is the sign. To me, that's the sign that this is it. So do what you will with that information. If you have the means to buy it and you're a fan, buy it. If you have the space, buy it. I think if this HasLab came out maybe a year ago before all these other vehicles came out and people realized, oh, I don't have space to have 1 million vehicles in the 6-inch scale, maybe it would have backed faster. But at the moment, considering that this thing closes in December when it's time for gift giving and traveling for the holidays, I think the struggle's real on this one. I do believe the struggle's real on this one. If something changes and I do back it, I'm getting the base version. I'll save the $70, just get the base version. I don't really need anything from part 2, even though I love the suits. I didn't have any desire to have the 1A on display if I was to display anything. So I'd back the base version, save a couple bucks. But we'll see. There's no die cast on it either. I wonder if that's hurting it. I don't know if people really cared about that detail. For me, it makes a big deal, but there's no die cast on it. So I wonder how much that plays effect on people backing. But let me check the comments real quick. Porkin says you have to buy 2 to have both cars. Yeah. I wonder if a lot of these are people buying 2. Here's the other thing too. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about buying 2 of these things with the intention of both cars are on display. I'm going to sell off the figures. I wish you luck. Because you know what? A lot of people have been doing that with a lot of HasLabs for a long time. This being so niche, I don't think you're going to make enough money on the aftermarket selling these figures to offset the cost. It ain't going to happen. Because here's the thing. You ain't going to sell just one of the original 4. You're going to have to sell all 4 of those, right? Maybe somebody buys Tully from you. I highly doubt they're going to spend more than 50 bones. You could sell the OG for what, $200 maybe? But that pool of people willing to spend that kind of money on plasma series figures, it's not a very big pool. There are people who have HasLab Proton packs still trying to sell them and they can't, or they're selling them for cost because they thought they'd be able to flip it. And there was a small period of time where they could, when Frozen Empire came out, where they were able to get a good profit on them. It's a small pool, man. It's a small pool. And people buying 2 of these things, banking on selling the figures to offset the cost for buying 2 of them. Good luck. Good luck. Dave said the GB2 collection minus the Scolari brothers, Yonosha, Vigo, Oscar, the Judge, but yes, it's a collection set. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's every figure you'd ever need for a collection, but to have a Ghostbusters display on a shelf, it's all you would need. Core 4, car, a ghost or 2, you're good. For the 75, get the deluxe and get the GB2 figs, but there'll be extra figs around for guys who get both. Yeah. You want the arm cannon. Dave says the arm cannon is very cool for sure. Arm cannon doesn't have to be a HasLab though. That could just be a release. $34 a month for 12 months is a good way to look at it, but they don't do payment plans on Hasbro. You have to do that through your bank. And then there's going to be interest. This is a tough time of the year. Would have loved it if they launched this in the spring or around GB Day for sure. Only less pizza and 6-pack a month and you can get the deluxe. That's true. It is true. Like I said, I want this to back. I truly do. If some crazy thing happens and on the last couple days I could swing it, or they somehow impress us, maybe. But it's just not for me in my collection at the moment. If it was another prop, I could see myself doing it. Because right now, in my collecting, I'm more on the prop side of things again, which is what got me into collecting figures in the first place. But at the moment, I don't have a place to put this, so I won't back. I don't plan on backing it. And once again, in an effort to not being toxic positive, that's why I'm telling you I'm not backing it. I think it's great. I like what you get with it. I think you're getting a lot for the price. I just, personally, I'm not getting it. Anthony's getting it. I could use his. Go check his out. So yeah. Now the other one, right, that they've been trying their damnedest to get us to buy is the Mondo figures, right? So right now the Mondo figures are, I don't need these animations, I just need the pictures here. The Mondo figures were just announced. What's up, Legacy? Good to see you. Happy Halloween. So the Mondo figures, they were already announced, and we knew the price going into this. We knew that the price was ridiculous. Mondo this week announced that out of the goodness of their hearts, they've decided to waive the shipping cost on these figures. They're selling so well, they're going to waive the shipping costs. It makes no sense. It's not doing well. There's no way it's doing well. This wave, I will talk shit on 1,000%. This is the best articulation you're getting on this damn thing. For $101 figure, you get Slimer, 101, and then with the 2-pack, you're paying $202. This is the articulation you're getting. Single joint. This is a Super 7 figure. It's really a Super 7 figure. I wanted Super 7 to do this. 202 for these two figures? No. Love the details. No. Can't do it. And to me, it is wild that people are out here trying to tell you, oh, 202 is not bad for these two figures. It's wild to me. To me, you're really fucking stretching. And there's no way that they're waiving shipping on these to be nice. You're telling me that they're going to eat the $30 for each of you to get these? Sure. Let's see, Mondo. Where are you at? No, we need 1/12 scale. They didn't even have it on there as a main item. If I go here, maybe. There you go. Yeah, they're not eating that cost to be nice. They're not gonna eat $30 a person. You guys are such loyal fans. No, they need this to do well. And here's the thing: if this does not sell well, the future waves are in jeopardy for sure. For sure. But my problem is, and I was saying this in my video yesterday, and I think this gets lost in the complaining I have on this release. If this, and this is my beef with the HasLab as well, one of the only beefs I have. If this does not back, if this does not perform well, if this does not back, the only logical thing that these companies are going to think is that we don't want this, and they're going to definitely think we don't want this if they don't pack. Them's the facts. That's business. If they don't make money, it don't make sense. And that's what pisses me off about this. Because at $202 for these 3 figures, technically, this is why we're not buying it. It's not because we don't want this. We definitely want this. We want this too. But you got to find a way to make it work. And at this price is more, makes sense to me. Lights, sounds, multiple figures, lots of accessories. This does not make sense. Think about it. 2 of these is all of this. That makes 0 sense. 2 of these. Please. And your Funko. You got the money. Mondo is Funko, by the way. See the crown on there? They're Funko. They got the money. Don't let anybody tell you different. Slimer's cute. 202's obscene. I had the Mondo Scott Pilgrim on order and canceled it. Guaranteed Jet in house. Good to see you. Actually, I didn't hit the cheers for Legacy. Good to see you as well. You can do Venkman and Slimer for 100 if you want. Oh, no. That is it's funny. The 100 for the 2 of them makes way more sense. But I got a freaking Motu Savage He-Man figure with Oracle. That full price was like $70 with way more articulation than this. No way. Too expensive. These companies saw y'all's fandom buy up 2 HasLabs and are taking advantage of it. 1,000%. 1,000%. The extra value is insane, but it's a $400 investment. It's $400. For $400, I might as well get the Tobin Spear guide from Magnoli. I'm actually more curious about buying that. That's, let's see here. Is it on Amazon yet? Tobin Spear guide. They don't have it on Amazon yet. This thing at $275, I'd rather buy this than a 2-pack of RGB figures. Cool prop, great details on it. You open it up. Well, they don't show you here. They don't want to spoil things, but when you open it up, they have freaking pages about other fandoms. Like it references, spoiler alert here. They show like the Evil Dead book, for example, referencing this. They show like magic and sorcery things from other fandoms in this book. And you can buy one that's even like distressed, like stupid shit like that. Like I rather have this on my shelf. I'd rather have the Ghostbusters display. It has this. I got the tarot cards and I have the Proton Pack. I have the 2 in the box. That's a cool display. That I'm interested in that. I ain't buying 2 Mondo figures for that. This is a legit book. The Darkhold, yeah. This is a legit book. So this makes sense to me. I'm gonna buy this when it's on sale. I'm definitely gonna get on sale. Has to. Let's see. Journals, vintage notebooks, red book. There's a spirit guide. Look at that. Never ending storybooks on sale for $175. I'd buy this. You can buy it aged, unaged. I'd buy this. I'd buy this for sure. And its payment plans, yeah. Black Friday sale, 100%, yeah. Yeah. Get the cool insignia on the front. I'd buy that. I'd buy that. Oh, what is this? You can buy the pendant. Oh, why can't I scroll? What's happening? Interest. Estimated price, 80 to 100. Oh, so they're taking people's information down to see if they'd be interested in buying this. It's a prototype here that we are updating to be more screen accurate, which will be highly detailed, shiny gold and antique silver plated brass. The necklace will come with a gold chain as shown. Do not add this item to your shopping cart. This is for information only. See, that's cool. Having a display with like different movie props like this, that's cool. I like that. I like that. Indiana Jones. That's dope. That's dope. Dave saying hi to Louie. Sadness for, Atar. Good night, guaranteed jet. Artax. Yes. Trauma Central. But look, ultimately, do what you want. It's your money. I don't ever want to shame people for buying something. And if you buy the Mondo figures and you buy the Ghostbuster, the HasLab, and you buy Tobin's, have at it. If you got the money, buy it. Because that's what's going to keep them saying they want more stuff. But my fear is they make these things so expensive that when people don't buy it, they blame us and say you guys don't want it. And that's not the case. We want all that stuff. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And that's a two-way street. But yeah, if Tobin goes on sale, I will let you guys know because I'm definitely going to buy that on sale. For sure. Final check here of the chat. You guys are saying bye to Jet. Sorry, I can't type tonight. You're fine. If you get Tobin's, you need a talisman from Spirits Unleashed. Yeah, for sure. Just checking Frank and Geek. Nothing there yet. But yeah, good episode. Fun times. I think we're going to wrap this up. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys this. I tell you this every year. Tomorrow is the greatest day of the year. By far. Tomorrow's November 1st. Spirit Halloween, everything 50% off. If you find that life-size proton pack, 50% off. Reminder, once again, everything at Spirit Halloween in store, 50% off. So I do this every single time. Every year I go to Spirit Halloween. That's how I got into Ghostbusters. I found the deluxe here, the 80%. It was half off. And because it was open box, there was even more of a discount. So I bought it. And we are where we are now. But if you get a chance, go there tomorrow. If you get the life-size pack, half off on that. If you need an 80%, you had half off on that. PKE, that's how I got mine, half off. You can get the trap for $25. Get the spirit trap. Walkie-talkie, the goggles, everything, half off. Do it. But in general, get stuff for next year Halloween for your display, for your house. That's the time to do it. I always say, do your Halloween shopping a year out because that's when you get the most sales in all the places. And then you save it for next year. But more importantly, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, tomorrow's your day to buy a proton pack. May the odds ever be in your favor. Dave says, I work at 8:30 in the morning. The stores will be ransacked by the time I get there. Not true. Life-size pack is worth it and light. Last year, I recorded my hunt for the life-size pack. And I spent the whole day trying to find them. And I remember I had something to do that evening, so I didn't have all the time in the world. I went to 3 different spirits last year. And on my third one, I found the goggles. So I grabbed the goggles. They had a bunch of 80% packs. And I was walking around, and shout out to the manager of that store. He was like, you got the goggles, you don't have a pack? And I was like, bro, I have 2 packs already. They're 80%. I need the life size. And he was like, let me make some phone calls. And he called the store, and they answered. The only ones they had, the employees were keeping for themselves. But then there was one other store nowhere near me. And he said, look, the system says they got 4 of these things. Nobody's answering the phone. If you want to go see if they have it, go for it. But that's on you. He's like, I can't, they're not answering. Sure enough, I drove out there. I got there at like 2:30 in the afternoon, maybe like even 4. I remember I was like about to be in the midst of rush hour, and they still had like 3 life-size packs just sitting there. And that's how I got 1. I left the other 2. I said, I'm going to be a good collector. And I left those 2 for other people. Did other people get them? I don't know. Or did they get returned to warehouse? I don't know. But tomorrow's your day to get it and just give it a shot. You never know. You never know. And for anybody who listens to this that wants to flip these things, don't do it. You're not going to get any money for it. It does not work online. It's only in store. Half off Spirit Halloween is only in store. Veterans discounts tax as well. That's cool. It's good to know. Good to know. But yeah, that's a wrap. That's an episode. I am hot. It's time to get out of here. But it was a fun episode. As always, I love having you guys here with us. Still working on setting up this room, setting up the house in general. It's a struggle, but we'll get there. And at some point, I will edit the New York Comic-Con video. I alluded to something earlier where I said this weekend I might be doing something else. Sunday, I might be down at Rhode Island Comic-Con, actually. The missus wants to go, and I never say no to a good time. So Sunday might be at Rhode Island. Strong possibility. If I go, I will document. Probably not going to cosplay. I haven't cosplayed Rhode Island Comic-Con in a long time, but I love Rhode Island Comic-Con. Truly love it. It's one of my favorites. So if you're going, let me know. And I'll try to get you guys some videos and pictures. Like, comment, subscribe to each other, and I'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. I'm out of here.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.